YouTube, what is up? So today we got a comic book haul from, let's say, 512 and 519. So I mostly collect Marvel, but somehow I got a couple of DC books in here. And coincidentally, we got two covers with Snake Eyes on them. That's kind of weird because that wasn't really planned. But here we got the Fortnite Zero Point featuring Snake Eyes and Batman, and then we have the G.I. Joe Special Missions number 14 with Snake Eyes and Scarlet. And not saying that this book is going to be worth anything. I just bought it because of the cover for $3. Not bad at all. And then that is Fortnite Zero Point number 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff that I picked up. And again, all these are at the antique shop that I've been telling you guys about that I've been shopping at, and I've been finding some really decent stuff there. And then my comic books I mostly purchase at Maximum Comics here in Las Vegas, and they got 3 different locations here. So if you look them up and you're in a Las Vegas area, you would be sure to at least be near one of them, I would suspect. Nothing's ever too far here in Vegas, so yeah, so pretty much a cover buy. Nothing too spectacular. Very clean book, vibrant colors, and these special mission G.I. Joe books don't really go for much at all. I don't see that changing anytime soon. But man, that cover is really, really good looking. So there we have that. Um, yeah, there's another Transformers universe. Here's Transformers Universe number 3, and this features the Dinobots, which I'm not a terribly huge fan of Transformers. I had Transformers as a kid. I found them very annoying. I preferred to play with my 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe and Star Wars figures. But I did have Transformers, and I love the Dinobots. And yeah, so this cover, nothing really spectacular. Book is probably not even worth more than $5. But for $3 with the Dinobots on it, I kind of thought that it was cool. But even more so, I found this guy. And this is the first appearance of the Dinobots. And this is from the main Transformers line. This is the More Than Meets the Eye Transformers line. And this is number 8. And this is the first appearance of the Dinobots. Even more cooler than the first appearance, this is actually a newsstand version. So a newsstand for $5. Like, you can't beat that at all. The next book is probably a book that I was not planning on buying, and it was a little overpriced. But for $30, you get the Uncanny XMen, and this is number 160. And this is the first appearance of Ilyana Rasputin, which is magic. So I'm thinking going forward, I may cut back a little bit more on some of the newer books and get stuff that I really like, and start focusing on some of the older books. So for $30, I felt like this is probably a $20 book. The condition it was in, I just think all X-Men stuff is gonna start going up, and it's happening as I'm talking. X-Men stuff is just skyrocketing with a lot of speculation. No really uh, specs behind Ileana at all at this point, because we did see her in the New Mutants, and I don't think this book has seen its light of day. Now, let's say somewhere down the line we get Ileana in the MCU. This is going to be a really hot book, and I think $30 to get in, and it's a comic that I didn't have to order and hope and pray everything was fine. I was able to look this book over, and it's perfect. It's a really good looking book. So yeah, so there we have Uncanny XMen number 160. No spine ticks, nothing, and I mean just a little bend here, but it's like the pages folded over. But that's not too bad. I think it could use a press, but for the most part, man, this thing is beautiful, man. Look at those colors. Like this one just pops. Um, Moving on, we have a couple of the Amazing Spider-Man #1, and if you don't know about this book and you're like, why this book? Well, this has the first appearance of Silk. What is Silk's real name? Somebody help me out here. I'm drawing a huge blank. But anyway, it's her first cameo appearance in this book. And there's variant covers of this that are more expensive. But I feel like since this is the A cover, I think this one's going to catch on pretty soon. As the other variants get a little higher, this one's going to start creeping up. And so I picked up 2 copies of this. Yeah, so we had 2 copies, and this is a really thick book too. So you might want to check the spines on this book if you decide to pick it up. Yeah, moving on, we got the Invincible Iron Man 122. Now, this book is probably not even worth more than $5, right? To be honest, and it's a newsstand version. Not only is it a newsstand version, it's signed by Bob Layton. Like, how cool is that? And I thought this thing was like a really really good looking book. Like overall the colors are vibrant. Like it really pops. It's a newsstand and it's signed, and it was $5. So they had a couple of more books that were autographed, and this one just really caught my eye. And maybe I should have picked them up. They were only a few dollars a piece, and I think they allowed them to go at that price because they're not certified. So yeah, man, this is a really good looking book, and I was pretty happy to get this one, just because, one, the cover, the signature, and I really don't have too many Iron Man comics. The next one I paid $20 for, and this is X Factor 24. This is the first appearance of Archangel, not Angel, but Archangel. So not only is it that, it's also a newsstand. So for $20 to get a newsstand, I think this one is worth a lot more than $20, if I'm not mistaken, at the moment. So that was a pretty good find. This, I have no idea why it was $20. I kind of was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna pay $20 for a $10 book. But if you spend X amount of dollars at this booth, they gave you about 10% off. No, 15% off. So essentially, I got this book for like $5. So that's how I kind of made sense of it, right? So this is the first issue of the Mark Spector run of Moon Knight, right? And this is issue #1. And then I started finding a bunch of other issues from the same run for $3 a piece, and I just decided to go ahead and grab. Wow, are all these now Moon Knight? Yeah, so I got 8, 9, 15, 16, 17, 18. So some of the cooler covers, like this one has the Punisher, right? This one is side by side with the Punisher. And then we have The Trial of Mark Spector, which is a 4-part miniseries within the comic book run. And I believe that's Paladin, Sandman, Silver Sable. Can't really get too much in the story because I don't recall, I don't remember it at all. So there's part one, part two, part three, and for some reason I really like this cover. Part four, and that's going to be number 18. All of which are newsstand copies. Now, these books, I'm trying to think of the year to where maybe I think newsstands were a little bit more popular during these times than the direct. So I think there's probably more newsstands around this era than there are direct issues. So if you guys aren't keen on that, some years the newsstands are more populated than the direct issues, if that makes any type of sense. So here is this one is a direct issue, and the rest were newsstands. So some of the newer books, like I said, this came from the 12th and the 19th. So not too many books that I was interested in over the last couple of weeks. Batman Zero Point. If you guys have been here for a good minute watching some of my videos, I get 3 copies, 2 for me, 1 for my brother. I was supposed to have a fourth issue, but I think I let them know too late because my brother for some reason now wants 2, which I think he's gonna give to his daughter the code in here for the whatever Fortnite bling or character you're supposed to get, and if you collect all the issues, you get the Armored Batman. You guys should know that by now. Heroes Reborn 2, interesting story. Can't say I really love it so far, but I like where it's going, and it's a little interesting. So I'm probably gonna finish off this entire run. And here we have number 2 and number 3. Just the A covers. Didn't go too crazy with these. Yeah, I think these are gonna get pretty interesting. I don't know where the story's gonna go, but you know, who knows? If I don't like it, I can cancel it. But I think I'm gonna finish off that run. This book, man, is amazing. Spider-Man, Spider Shadow, number 2. Really, really good read. Really good stuff going on in this book, and it's everything I think most people would have wanted out of Spider Shadows, and it's everything I wanted out of this book. Even the costume, you know, you're speculating. Okay, Spider-Man, Peter Parker gets the Venom symbiote, and it's not the same symbiote, or it's not the same look. It doesn't have that classic black suit Spider-Man, and it doesn't look like Venom, right? It's like its own thing, and the suit looks pretty cool. There's something about it that's a little wonky to me, but it looks good. You know what I mean? And you know, trying to separate, you know, Venom, Black Suit Spider-Man, and then this symbiote suit. That there, it's easy to differentiate between the 3, and it looks pretty cool. So this is a really good book, really good read. Geiger number 2. I like to see where this thing goes. I have not read this one yet. Home issue 2. Have not read this one yet. Yeah, man, I don't know what to make of those last couple of books because the first issues were cool, and now you know we're gonna start seeing some turns in there. So I can't really speak on those. And this is the same thing with Cantu number 2 from IDW. This is a really good book. This one I recommend picking up. Really good read. Not gonna ruin it for anybody, but I like this book, and the cover is really really dope too. So that kind of helped. Um, Something that I know I wasn't planning on picking up, and I just happened to walk in there today, which is Thursday, and they still have this on the shelf. Um, I think it's a good looking cover. Not a huge DC fan, but there's a lot of hype behind this book, and hype by, cover by, and we'll see what happens with this one. Um, I'm not gonna read it because I never read one, so I'm gonna have to either backtrack or just put this book to the side and forget about it for now. And that's gonna be the same thing with this book. Stray Dogs. I believe this is 4 out of the five. Is it 5 issues or 6 issues? I've been keeping up with talks about this book and what's going on within the story. This is one where I wished I would have got in at the first issue. It's only 4 issues in, and I suppose I can go back. But this Poacher Guy's cover, did it for me. I was like, man, this cover is awesome. I know that this is a good story. I'm just going to pick it up because if I decide to go back, this is going to be one that I want. And if I don't, then it's going to sit in a box somewhere for quite some time. But thinking about it, like the more I talk about it, I think I'm gonna pick them up. I think I'm gonna go back and get 1, 2, 3, and then obviously the final issue or the final 2 issues. I think it's a 5-part series, but I could be wrong. But yeah, man. So some pretty decent stuff. Nothing really too crazy. Other than that, like I bagged and bordered all my Marvel Legends comic books, and these are the free comics that came with the Marvel Legend figures, and some of them are actually worth a few dollars. Like this X-Men '97. What was another one that I knew had some value to it? So anyway, it's quite a few of them. I would say it's probably about 50 to 60 books. There's Age of Apocalypse. There's Amazing Fantasy with SpiderMan. Amazing Spider-Man 112. There's that Thor. The Origin of T'Challa. Avengers 87. And these are all like reprints, and it says it's easy to spot. It'll say like really big on them. Yeah, don't fall down. Don't do that. Not for resale. So yeah, you if you're looking for one of these books specifically, that's how you differentiate them. But who knows going forward whether or not they're gonna be worth anything. I mean, as of right now. So here's one that's about a $25 book, and that is X-Men number 4. And as you can see in the corner, it says not for resale. Yeah, these came with the Marvel Legends figures again, and this is first appearance of Omega Red. So I think that's why that one has some hype. This one had a huge amount of hype, and that this one was the Mighty Thor 337 with Better Ray Bill. I want to say it's worth a pretty penny, and somebody sold a copy of that for a high amount, and that's kind of how I kind of turned my head and was like, wait a minute, maybe I should bag and border all these books. Like you get a Hulk number 1, not too bad. Again, like a lot of these, I have no idea of what they're worth. Fantastic Four number 1, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna wrap it up there because there's quite a few of these books. Let me try to see if there's anything else in here that I think I should point out. Yeah, not really. I mean, there's some really cool reprints of classic books and first issues that are just astronomical in prices. And for like some reprints, I think some of these would be better than getting the True Believers comics. And I can't say whether or not the print run for these is high or low, or again, they're reprints, and who knows what will happen to some of these books. But I decided to take care of them. If you guys have some of these books, be sure to let me know, and let me know what you even think about these books. But yeah, because I have no clue. Anyways, that's going to do it for comic book haul number 7. As always, please like, subscribe, make sure you guys comment, and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. And yeah, let's keep this channel rolling.